Welcome back to the FBA, presented by Polywealth Management. This is game 2 of our doubleheader. Jesse O alongside Alvin Delvey. Alvin, these are two of the best teams that the FBA has to offer. The reigning champion Florida Flight against the Pride. The Pride are 0-1 this season. The Florida Flight won their first game against the Gainesville Mighty Oaks 129-123. Chevy Moyer, Brandon Moss, Terrell Alfred, Elliot Glegg, and on the far side, Caleb Winfrey are in for the Flight.
And Jesse, we have two huge different dynamics because we have the Flight who puts up 130 pretty much as they take the tip versus the Pride who puts up 94 points, and they're mainly a defensive team. So we'll see how they react.
Brandon Moss to start things off, big three.
Whoa, deep three to start the game, and we'll see how they can handle that because that's going to be their biggest problem tonight alongside the cast of Florida Flight.
Greg St. Remy airballs one in the right corner. Now here come the Flight going the other direction. It's St. Remy, Brian Brown, and with the ball in his hands right now, that's Aubrey Daniels. Blackman, mid-range, left side, no good. So Allende Blackman in the game as well, alongside Aaron Mitchell. Down low, ball is tapped around. And it'll be Flight ball. So no Grant Gullett today. He got banged up a little bit over the week, so we won't see him from the top. Nice shot up top by Alfred. Terrell Alfred with his first two of the game.
Great job getting into the seam, seeing what he likes, letting it go, bottom of the net. Great job to knock that rust off and get his first points of the night.
Blackman, left corner. St. Remy guarded by Winfrey in the reverse. Nice shot there by Aaron Mitchell, his first two of the ball game. Aaron Mitchell, out of Orlando, Florida, went to Valencia College, averaging 18 points per game so far this season. Here's Moss, the reigning MVP for the Florida Flight. Gives it up to Elliot Glegg, who's a true shooting slash point guard, I guess. Look at that three.
Jesse, you see the form on that? Look, he's been in the gym shooting late nights because he had good high release, elbows tucked in, bottom of the net. Great way to get yourself on the scoreboard by Elliot Glegg.
St. Remy cross court to Daniels. Daniels back up top, Brown. St. Remy left wing three. That one's an air ball again, but he'll call that a pass, and another great putback by Aaron Mitchell, who's got 4 points.
Yeah, we'll call that a pass because it's been short, but his teammate's been able to find it. So that's just his way of throwing a little lob.
Brandon Moss, another three off left side. Moss to Glegg, pump fakes, now gives it up to Alfred. Great extra pass there. And look at Elliot Glegg up top saying, nope, I'll pass up my shot. Alfred, go get yours, and Alfred's got 5.
And that's just another situation of defense turning into offense. Moss is able to corral the turnover, passes to his buddy. Elliot Glegg goes and makes the play. Alfred finishes it, knocking down that tray ball.
11-4 ball game. The Florida Flight are up by a lot. Oh, Brandon Moss has been hitting the gym. Throws it well over Alfred's head on the far side. It'll be the Pride basketball. So the Pride lost to the Storm 103-94. Greg St. Remy had 29 points in that game, and that was their first game of the season. So they're looking to come back. They had 20 turnovers in that ball game. Brandon Moss picks the pocket, and now clear the landing platform for Brandon Moss.
He does what he wants when he gets to the rim. Hangs in the air, does a crazy windmill. That man is exciting to watch. Brandon Moss finishing on the fast break.
13-4, the Florida Flight are up by 9, and head coach Mark King can't help but just clap his hands, and I guess he's just keeping his mouth shut.
He's trying to get
his gray fedora that goes with his gray suit that he's wearing. He wears a different suit every week, and one of these days he'll get a Flight insignia into that fedora. Elliot Glegg dancing around up top from the right elbow, takes his shot, no good, and he will pull down his rebound after it was batted around a few times. Caleb Winfrey, step back jumper. No, sir. Blackman pulls down the rebound.
And that's a good job by the Flight, getting multiple possessions. You just want to see that ball go in the hoop.
And having all the points so far for the Pride is Aaron Mitchell. He's got 6. 6 points for the Pride, 13 for the Florida Flight. Moss will bring it across the half-court line, gets a screen from Chevy Moyer. Now throws it to Elliot Glegg, who will dribble into the key, gives it up to Moyer, cutting towards the basket in a turnover. Ball's pressing the floor. St. Remy down low, blocked by Moss. Brandon Moss is unbelievable to watch.
He literally does what he wants, and it's clear because on that play, that was a great fast break. They pushed it. They did everything right. He just didn't dunk the ball, and if you don't dunk the ball around a guy like Brandon Moss, it's going into the rafters as we just saw there. Great defensive possession by Brandon Moss, and another great defensive possession by the Flight. Great hustle on that one.
Chevy Moyer and Aubrey Daniels tangled up. 13-6 the score. No team fouls yet for either team. The officials letting them play. Speaking of officials, let's bring them in here. Mike Rivera wearing number 34, as always, doing a great job, and he kind of runs that in this league. And a shot there made by Greg St. Remy, his first 2 of the game, had 27 the last game they played.
And that was another just great play. He saw his opportunity, got into the seam, elevated and released, bottom of the net. Great shot.
Moyer called for a travel. So Mike Rivera, number 34, making that call. He's joined by Vince Apolanis. And the crew chief for this game is David Ruiz-Caldron, wearing number 11. Vince Apolanis wearing 21. And again, Mike Rivera wearing number 34. And we'll give you a little more insight into them later on. Here's Greg St. Remy on the far side. From the left wing, cross-court pass, a pump fake, and now a dribble in by Branch. And he makes the little flip. Branch seeing his first minutes of the ball game. He's got 2. Hasn't seen the court yet this season, but a 13-10 ball game. The Florida Flight are up by 3. Brandon Moss with the ball in his hands, dribbling in on St. Remy, gives it up to Moyer from the free throw stripe. Can't make that one, and St. Remy the big rebound. St. Remy averaging 8 rebounds per game this season. Branch down low. Mitchell, no good. Mitchell again, and the second time he gets that one to fall.
And the Pride have been doing a great job of corralling rebounds. They have a clear advantage in this game so far in the rebound section, and they've been able to turn that into offense. They've been doing a good job of finding their guys and hitting them where they need to be hit to make the plays that they need to make.
Glegg from 10 feet. Must have gotten a finger on that one. Blackman tips that one. Remy on the other side to Daniels. Daniels the lay-in, and now the Pride have the lead. 14-13. They're up by 1.
And that was a good dump off by Gregory St. Remy. Sees a guy, draws the defense, makes it look he's going to go, dumps it off to his man to finish it for 2 to give them the lead in this game.
Alfred up top, driving into Branch. Tried the reverse, and Chevy Moyer the putback.
That was beautiful by Alfred. Load him to sleep, got to the rack, missed the layup, but Chevy was there to pick it up, clean up the mess. Garbage man getting that bucket to go back in.
It's worth noting that the Florida Flight are playing this game without one of their best players. Grant Gullett is out, and last game he had 29 points and 9 rebounds, shooting 75% from beyond the arc. And that was a pass to absolutely nobody. Went right into the Florida Flight bench as the Flight lead by 1.
Yeah, that was a bad pass, but they are missing one of their top guys. And it's going to be interesting to see how they play without Grant Gullett because he is such a strong player. He almost averages a double-double, and he just does it all on the court, plays great defense. You hate to miss a guy like that.
Caleb Winfrey no good on the finger roll. And here come the Pride going the other direction. They trail by 1. St. Remy, pass over right. Branch pump fakes, catch Romello Bates in the air. And a 3 in the key against the Pride. We're going to take a media timeout real quick, and we will be right back with a lot more basketball for you here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Pauley Wealth Management.
At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Muya Burgers, Fries, and Shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
Welcome back to the FBA here on YouTube and Facebook Live. Jesse O and Alvin Delvey, we're halfway, or a little bit more halfway, through the first quarter. 15-14 the score. The Florida Flight are up by 1. Alvin, the Florida Flight are the reigning FBA champions. In last game, they pretty much held their lead against the Gainesville all game, beat them 129-123, and Brandon Moss had a game.
Yeah, and the thing is usually when you see a player drop 40 points, you expect it to be something that can't be replicated, but he can do that again today. So how will the Pride stop Brandon Moss, even though they don't have Gullett, which is he poured in 29 points in that game as well and racked up 9 rebounds. It's going to be interesting to see how the Pride handle this elite Flight offense that always turns into a great game.
Alfred, right corner 3, no good. St. Remy the rebound. Harriet checks into the game for the Pride. Branch, right corner. Daniels' foot was on the line. Long 2, no good. Harriet the rebound. Harriet the putback, and Brandon Moss the block. Daniels spinning into the lane. Brandon Moss had to let that one go. And the putback by Aaron Mitchell, who's now got 10 points, the leading scorer for the Pride. He's out of Orlando, Florida, and went to Valencia College, averaging 18 points per game. And the Pride are up by 1. This is their first lead of the ball game. Moss, left wing. He'll take a 3. Just off to the right. Daniels ahead to St. Remy, now into the left corner. Branch will bounce it back, and that is quite unfortunate. And will roll under the baseline. And now the Flight don't even have to run the floor. They can kind of walk back and set up their offense.
Oh, this is perfect for the Flight because they're going to come back in. They can set up their baseline offense and get a great shot. And even when they get it in, they have a full 24. They don't have to waste those 8 seconds going up the court.
Moyer in the right corner, guarded by Harriet. Takes a few dribbles in and spins. Pulls up over him and makes the shot.
Jesse, that was just a beautiful shot by Moyer. Chevy came in there, found his way, backed his weight, threw his weight around, got to the elbow, tossed up a beautiful jumper, bottom of the net.
Harriet, turnaround jumper, and Moss the rebound.
And they're just having some great defensive possessions.
Moss throws it down. I should have seen that coming, but I really didn't.
And that's just a great play by Moss, coming in, taking 2 steps past the free throw line, elevating above everybody else, and slamming it home. That's the most surest way to get 2 points, to give them even a 3-point lead. Great job by the flight.
Flighter up 19-16. Romello Bates spinning into the lane and tried the finger roll, and a fight for the ball on the floor between Mitchell and Bates, and is won by the Pride.
That's great hustle by Bates, fighting for that rebound. You want to see him finish that, but that's a $1 million move, 10-cent finish. Great hustle, though.
Harriet strong on the three. And Romello Bates now running the ball the other way. Alfred, right side, beyond the arc, no good. Bounce pass to the left corner. Mitchell, he's been hot all game.
And that's one thing the Pride has been able to do. They've been able to convert on assists. They've been finding their open guys, getting into their spots, and they've been moving around without the ball, so that way they could find the creases in that defense. How will Flight respond as they turn the ball over?
Turns the ball over to Harriet. Harriet, other direction, guarded by Gates and Moyer. Branch, layup. And now the lead goes to the Pride. 21-19 is the score. And when we return in just a second, we'll see what the Florida Flight have to offer. We'll be right back. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Poly Wealth Management. We're still in the first quarter of action, 2:13 left to play. The Pride are up on the Flight, 21-19. Elliot Glegg checking back into the ball game, so him and Romello Bates run the point and shooting guard up top. Brandon Moss, Terry Cleveland, and Terrell Alfred round things out down low for the Flight. Moss into the lane, loses handle of the ball, and here it goes the other direction. Branch picks up his dribble, bounces it left to Harriet. Harriet down from the left block. Can't make the shot there.
And that's just a great defensive possession, forcing a turnover. Running on the other end, can't convert. This is a great game so far. Only up 2. How will the Flight respond, and who's going to make that big play to spark a run early on in this game?
Cleveland, high arching three, and it's an air ball.
It was a good look. If you're Cleveland, you have to shoot that shot, because if you don't shoot that, you're gonna strain the offense, because they're just gonna keep leaving you open. They're gonna double team somebody.
Williams over Moss makes the shot.
That's a great shot. You have a big guy closing out on you. He had a nice arc on there. Bottom of the net, got it.
Alfred can't make that one, and Harriet the rebound. Kimar Harriet seeing his first game here in the FBA. Beltre guarded by Alfred out beyond the arc. Now they'll switch him onto Glegg. Pass right side. Harriet likes to take some threes, and he makes that one.
That was just great offense beats great defense, because that was a great closeout by Alfred, but he was just able to knock that down like he wasn't even there. Saw right over the top of him.
Brandon Moss has to do that every time.
And Brandon Moss just does what Brandon Moss does. That was a great take, great way to elevate and finish with the slam.
Moss put up 40 points last game. Beltre off the mark. Game clock at 33, shot clock at 19. Brandon Moss fouled as he goes down low. He'll get to shoot. 25-21. The Flight trail by 4. And
these two teams are pretty similar outside of the points, because the Flight have the advantage actually in the free throw percentage by a pretty significant margin. They're shooting at 75%, whereas the Pride is shooting around 53%. So for Flight, they're okay with fouling sometimes.
Romello Bates hits the three.
As he just drills that three. And that's also something that the Flight have an advantage in, shooting at 37.8% from the three, whereas the Pride are shooting at 20%.
Blackman's turnaround jumper. Bates dribbling right, gives it up to Alfred. Alfred for three.
When it rains, it pours with the Flight. They are just raining it in from deep.
Flight up by 2. Desperation heave by the Pride to end the first quarter, and the Flight up by 2, but a second quarter of action coming up in just a second. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Pauley Wealth Management. The Pride and the Flight are fighting it out here in our Winter Park location, our bubble location, right outside of Orlando, Florida. Jesse O alongside Alvin Delvey and Jerry Pettit is our fantastic producer and engineer. 27-25, the Florida Flight lead by 2. The Pride are in control of the basketball right now, and they turn the ball over. Romello Bates running the floor on the far side, now switches up and throws it back to Brandon Moss, who cuts it to the left. Travell Dickerson takes a 3 and just misses off the front side of the rim. Here's the push again ahead to St. Remy, and St. Remy will lay it in. It's a tie ball game, 27 apiece.
Good way to finish on a fast break by St. Remy. Realizing there's a guy chasing you, have a trailer, try to get some contact, it's not there, kiss it off the glass quick enough so that they could get it in.
Romello Bates with a kiss off the glass on the other side, Alvin.
He's doing a great job. He's getting to his spots, finding these lanes, and getting all the way to the rack to kiss it in off the glass.
Romello Bates with 5 points. Blackman has it tipped out of his hands by Brandon Moss. Here's Bates running right in front of us, and he's fouled.
And this is actually a very high-powered offense from Florida Flight. As you last game, they put up 129 points. That is a lot of points to put up in 15 minutes. So with 15-minute quarters, they know how to put the ball in the hoop. They know how to run. They know how to assist. They look for their guys, and most importantly, they make their shots.
Caleb Winfrey inbounds it to Romello Bates for the Florida Flight, who are up by 2, 29-27. Caleb Winfrey pump fakes now into the lane, 10 feet out, makes the shot.
That was a great move. Great pass. Got him up in the air. Got to as close as he could get before throwing up that chocolate float.
2 points for Winfrey. His team leads by 6. St. Remy spins in on Winfrey. Now passes left side. Fadeaway jumper missed by Rodney Williams. Glegg is their traditional point guard, trying to shed his defender. A tough shot bounces out. Great hustle there by Dickerson, but throws it right to the Pride. Lamar, other side of the floor, blocked by Brandon Moss down low. 33-27. Here's the push ahead to Romello Bates, who will save that one. Or we thought he saved it, and it bounced out of bounds.
That was a smart play by Romello, because if he would have thrown that, then they would have had numbers going down the fast break. But how about this defensive stoutness by the Flight? Brandon Moss has 3 blocks so far in the second quarter, and they're just doing a great job trying to limit the amount of free runs they get to the basket. Flight's doing a great job on defense.
Flight still up by 6. The Pride in control of the basketball. Beltre from the left elbow, he hits.
That was just a great move. He was able to break down his defender and get to his spot and knock the shot down, even with the hand, all in his face.
Brandon Moss with the dunk.
There's really no stopping that. He goes, he gets in the lane, he elevates above everyone, and you just better get out the way. Brandon Moss with a ferocious slam.
Beltre off the front with the 3. St. Remy saves that one from going out of bounds and manages to get it to Blackman. Blackman can't get that one to fall. Winfrey, other side, pump fakes, now into the lane. Finger roll up, no good.
And that looked beautiful until it got to the rim.
Beltre lines up a 3, left wing, and makes it.
Great hit, great confidence. As soon as he got the ball, he let it fly, knocked it down for 3, bringing them within 3.
Beltre has 5 points. Romello Bates into the lane and is fouled. 3-point difference between these teams. The Flight are up 35-32. We're here in the second quarter. 8 minutes and 43 seconds left to play. And Alvin, obviously the Florida Flight, have to rest Brandon Moss a little bit, so he'll come out of the ball game already with 11 points here in the second quarter. He's kind of their X factor, but they're missing another one in Grant Gullett.
Yeah, and that's huge. That is a huge loss because he pours in 29 points as Elliot Glegg lines it up from the corner 3, letting it fly and dropping it in. Great shot by Elliot Glegg. But Grant Gullett he's a phenom. He's huge. He's strong. He's able to do things. As St. Remy gets that board and knocks it back in, he's able to do things that not everyone can do. He can go coast to coast. He can rebound. But most importantly, he plays great defense. So without a guy like that, it's interesting to see how they'll be able to play defense and lock down their best players.
Beltre switches up his hands and goes up with the left, and good job by him drawing the contact as he was up in the air. His team trailing by 4, but he gets a chance at the line to cut that to 2. Beltre from the line, not great per se, Alvin, but
yeah, and he splits them usually, and he's not necessarily someone who lights you up from the stat sheet, but he plays great defense. He's coming out of Brooklyn, New York, and he makes that first free throw. So he's someone that he does the little things. He's not going to give you 50 a night, but he's going to give you intense effort. He's going to hustle. He's going to play great defense.
Beltre from the line. Makes both of his free throws. He's got 7 points. And his team trails by 2, 38-36. The Florida Flight have possession. And Elliot Glegg will run things for them up top. Dickerson, pump fakes, now goes into the lane. Glegg, left side. Bates dribbling in. Triple teamed. Bates, few steps in, and airballs the shoulder shot.
And that was a great defensive possession by the Pride. They were able to just crowd the paint and close out on the exterior, the perimeter passes. So that was a great possession, forcing the shot clock. The air ball was in turn turned into a shot clock violation.
St. Remy left wing, now up top to Beltray. Right wing, three! Yes, sir!
And he's 2 for 2 so far from three. He's really lighting it up, just obliterating his season averages. And this is interesting because now they got the lead. Can they hold it?
Winfrey hits the three.
Great way to answer my question. This game is getting chippier and chippier. These players are talking, and they're letting each other feel it. No team wants to lose to the other. This is going to be a great game coming down the stretch. You already see how the tensions are going to be flaring.
41-39, or so we think. St. Remy turns around and says a few words to Caleb Winfrey.
And we're seeing exactly what we saw last game. It is a three-point shootout. They're letting each other know about it. These teams are playing hard, and they're playing efficient. Great job by both teams.
And you see how much the game changes as Brandon Moss comes out of the game. Elliot Glegg is fouled on that one, and the Flight trail by 1 with 6.5 minutes left to go. We're here in the second quarter. And we are going to take a timeout on the floor here. 42-41 is the score. The Flight trailing by 1 with Brandon Moss out of the game, and we are seeing lots of threes taken and lots of threes hit. Will more happen in a sec? We'll find out. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Poly Wealth Management.
At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Fries and shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner and streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
A 42-41 score. The Florida Flight are trailing by 1 as they get Brandon Moss some rest. 40 points is what he had in their last game, and in this game he's already got 11. The Pride have kind of been doing a great job of sharing the ball. It was the Aaron Mitchell show early on, and then Deshaun Beltray is kind of coming alive, and Greg St. Remy always consistent.
Yeah, Greg St. Remy, you could tell he's their Draymond Green-esque player where he plays with his heart on his sleeve. And he does a good job. He's solid on defensive end. He just makes plays when they need to be made. He's doing a great job for them.
Glegg doing a good job going in and drawing a little contact, but I like how the officials are letting them play through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just basketball. That's a basketball play.
That was a great play. Elliott Crazy Legs got up there, let his legs fly, and ultimately dropped it in for 2. That was a great way of finding your seam, getting to your spot, knowing your offense, and dropping a bucket.
St. Remy left corner guarded by Winfrey. And shoots that one long. Alfred, right corner 3. Good! Terrell Alfred with 11 points.
And that's just a great job by the Flight, moving the ball around the horn, finding the guy who has a hot hand and who can let it fly, as we saw just there.
Mitchell, a 3 himself, no good, and the rebound by Elliott Jr. Brown left side to Ford. Ford hits the 3.
And that's one thing you cannot let happen if you are Flight. You can't let them get second chance possessions because they are going to convert and it's going to hurt you. They have to do a better job of getting a body on a body when the shot goes up.
Glegg off to the right side a little bit. Pass a little strong there for Brown, but he recovers, driving in on Romello Bates. Back out to Ford. Pump fakes right now, goes left into the lane, has the ball picked off. Elliott Glegg running the ball the other direction. Elliott Glegg pulling up on the fast break 3, and he makes it.
That was just beautiful basketball, Jesse. The pickpocket on one end turns into a fast break 3-point bomb from Elliott Glegg. They're figuring it out so far, and that's why they got that 4-point lead. Can they hold on to it? Can they turn it into a run? We'll see.
Flight up 49-45. Ford almost lost handle of the ball there. And a good screen down low by St. Remy, giving Ford a nice shot.
That was a hazard turned into a beautiful play because it looked like the ball is going to roll out, puts a big paw on it, gets it down, throws a chocolate float up there, gets to clinching a 2-point deficit for his team.
Bates up with the right hand. Mitchell against Bates. And Bates snatches that one away. Alfred. Moyer knocks it out of bounds for the Flight, who are up by 2, 49-47, with 4 minutes left to play in the second.
And that's just great hustle for the Pride, making sure, even though he got the rebound at first, making sure that he can't secure it and put it back up. Great way to fight. This has just been an excellent game. We're seeing just great hustle on both ends. Neither team knowing how to get an edge and really go on a solid run because everything one person does, the other team does it right back. This is a great game.
Mitchell fouled. And they'll take it out on the side. 3 team fouls on the Pride. And now that'll be 2 on the Flight. So a little stoppage in play here, and as we're taking our time here, Alvin, obviously these two teams match up pretty well against each other, and it's a testament to how much the Pride are trying to come at these reigning champions. Greg St. Remy kind of bringing the heat a little bit, and he's one of their fiery players.
Oh, most definitely. Greg St. Remy, as a football player myself, you love seeing guys like that who aren't afraid of the challenge. As soon as they see a guy that they know is a top dog, such as Brandon Moss, he immediately targets that person. And he's doing a great job, and the team galvanizes around that. The whole team embodies that persona of if we're going to be tough, we're going to be hard, and we're going to go after you regardless, and we're going to make sure you understand it and you're going to hear about it. And for the Flight, they're just a great team from top to bottom. They have great scorers, great defensive players, and they know how to play basketball. So it's going to be interesting to see how this dynamic plays out because both teams match up very well. You have superstars on both teams, and both guys are wanting to win.
So we had a shot clock malfunction there. 49-47, the Flight are up by 2. Great job by Mike Rivera, wearing number 34 for our excellent officials who came over and gave us a clarification there, and that's what we do in this league. Greg St. Remy saying a little hello to us over here on the side. He's having a good game so far. Speak of the devil. He'll turn in on Caleb Winfrey. Throw is it right side. Brown into Daniels. Daniels blocked by Moss under the basket.
Great way to get up there, get both hands straight up, jump vertical, and send it back, giving them extra possession to see if they could extend this lead to 4.
Moss, a 3 over Blackman, no. And another shot clock malfunction is what it's looking like. .322 left to play in the second quarter, 49-47. Alvin, a pretty evenly matched game on both sides. Both teams doing a great job of sharing the ball. Terrell Alfred, 11 points. Elliot Glegg, 11 points. Brandon Moss, 11 points for the Florida Flight. And Deshaun Beltry for the Pride has 10. Aaron Mitchell has 13. Greg St. Remy has 9. Kemar Harriet and Rodney Williams kind of coming in and adding a few points themselves as well. And Richard Branch coming off the bench. A lot of bench guys for the Pride.
And that's a testament to how they like to – they have a full roster, and both sides, most of these buckets are coming off of assists, meaning they're finding their guys in their spots. They're seeing guys are moving without the ball, and that's just beautiful basketball. The only advantage that's clear in this game is just steals and blocks, because the Flight have a slight advantage, but it still is an advantage. 4 steals compared to 2, and 4 blocks compared to none. So they have a slight advantage there. But other than that, it is tit for tat with rebounds, assists, and turnovers. So both teams just doing a great job of limiting their mistakes and capitalizing on all the plays and opportunities that they get.
Flight coming into this game at 1-0, and the Pride coming in at 0-1. Alvin, obviously, we've only seen both of these teams once now, but which team are you more impressed with so far?
So far, I mean, it's kind of hard to not be impressed with the Flight because you see some great players. But this Pride team is no slouch either. They have some players that come in. They like to spark. They stir the pot a little bit, which is entertaining. They come in and they really know that they're going to get after you. They're going to get in the teeth of you, and they're going to play mind games with you. And if you fall for those mind games, it's going to hurt you.
Which team do you think is doing better defensively?
Definitely got to say Flight, because you have Brandon Moss has 4 blocks by himself alone, and they have some steals as well. And as a unit, they're doing a great job. But then as a unit for the Pride, they're finding ways to shut down their offense and forcing some shot clock violations. So they're definitely doing a good job as well.
49-47 still to score here as we have all of our technical difficulties figured out. Moss tries to cut that one off but has it sail out of bounds. So still remain Pride ball going their direction. The Pride doing a great job here of just trying to slow down Moss as much as you can. You can't stop that guy. You can only hope to contain him.
Exactly. He is a bona fide superstar. So it's interesting to see how this team will play them, because they have some defensive talent as well, and they're doing their best job. It's just some things you can't coach, and Brandon Moss just so happened to have all of those.
St. Remy takes one dribble and puts it on the floor and sinks that one from just behind the free throw stripe. 49-49, we're all tied up with 3 minutes left to play in the second.
And that's a great play. He got right into the spot, took exactly everything that they gave him and knocked it down. Nice jump shot, great bucket by Gregory St. Remy.
Moss fouled on the floor. So taking it out on the side will be Glegg. And Coach King kind of reserved this game, not yelling too much, sitting on the bench next to his main man, Grant Gullett.
Yeah, he does all his coaching in practice. He comes in the game, he's kind of cool, lets his guys play.
Glegg hits the 3. Brandon Moss with the assist.
Glegg is just lighting it up from deep. That's his 3rd 3 of the game. He can't miss.
Glegg with 14. Daniels down low. Makes the second chance putback. So Daniels now with 4 points as his team trails by 1 to the Florida Flight. Glegg going right side, right wing. Three is no good. Off to the right, and Daniels with the rebound. Daniels chased from Winfrey in the back, now passes up to the left side. Nice step in there, no good. And Glegg pulls down the rebound. Moss driving in and fouled as he goes up for the shot.
Good take, good defensive possession. Able to force a miss right there, even though he made a good move and got some separation. Did just enough to force a miss, get a fast break opportunity. Now we're going to see if he can knock down these 2 free throws and convert and give them some breathing room, because this game is so tight, Jesse. Only 1 point differentiate between the Flight and the Pride. How will this game turn out? Because it's only the second quarter. We already got 52 points on the scoreboard. This game's going to go well into the hundreds.
Shane Prunty out of Beaverton, Oregon. So a West Coast guy like myself checking into the game. This is his first few minutes of the season with his team up by 1. 2 minutes left to play in the second quarter as Moss goes to the line to shoot 2. Moss shooting all right from the free throw line this year.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. All his numbers are pretty nice as he misses that first one, because he puts up 40 points per game, 15 rebounds, and tacks in 5 assists as well. And his percentages are no slouch either. Shooting 71% from the field, 61% from 3, which is actually amazing. And then he's knocking in 73 from the field for a free throw.
So he misses a pair of free throws there. Mitchell. The ball snatched out of Moss's hands, and the putback by Harriet. Harriet with 5 points out of Poinciana, Florida. And the Pride lead by 1. Glegg running the point up top, gets the screen from Moss and now goes towards the right. Prunty takes a 3, just strong left. And St. Remy the rebound. Greg St. Remy, the owner of this Pride team, has the ball snatched away out of the back by Moss. Here's the pass ahead to Brandon Moss. Is there a dunk? Well, he kind of just laid that one in. It was like a light dunk.
Yeah, he jumped up, elevated, and just dropped it in there. That was a great hand on that end, because Remy had a head of steam. He was going to go down there and punish the rim probably.
Daniels blocked by Moss down low, 54-53 the score. The Flight are up by 1. Glegg has been hitting threes all day. Can he have another one? No, sir. Prunty doing a great job of fighting for that rebound, but he threw it to the Pride. Daniels down low and fouled.
And you just love to see a guy like Prunty go in there and get a board amongst the trees. He just didn't have anywhere to go with it, and that led to a fast break for the Pride, and now they're shooting free throws. We'll see if he can knock them down and take a lead leading into the halftime.
Aubrey Daniels out of St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. So one of our first Virgin Islands guys we've seen this year.
And he's doing a great job. He's knocking in 18 points per game as he knocks down that free throw. But get this, Jesse. He corrals 14 rebounds as well, so he's averaging a double-double. And he also dishes it around by knocking in 3 assists per game. So he's doing a great job from the Virgin Islands as he misses that second one, and Brandon Moss corrals that rebound to add to his total.
We're all tied up 54-54. A bounce pass down low to Chevy Moyer, who turns around and throws it up with his left hand and makes the shot. Chevy Moyer with 6 points out of Missouri State University. He's also a Bear. I love how we like to talk about our Bears on these broadcasts. Terrell Alfred lining up a 3. And Chevy Moyer has that ball tipped back, and Moss tips it in. Moss with 15 points. He's the leading scorer for the Florida Flight. Go figure.
He's just doing it all, being in the right place at the right time as he gets contact and drops it in.
Brown
coming out of Cocoa, Florida, sending the Cardinals.
Moss, left wing, trying to create some room. As the time expires, he wanted that last shot. It was off balance. Hard shot to make, but if anybody could do that, it's Brandon Moss. 58-56 as we go into the half. And what's on the other side of the half? Well, these two teams are very evenly matched up. The Flight looking for their second win of the season, and the Pride looking for their first. More basketball on the way. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Poly Wealth Management. We're back here for the second half of action. As we start the third quarter and the clock will start ticking, the Florida Flight went into the half with a lead of 58-56, and we've had some great playing so far. We've had some great officiating too. We'd like to shout out our elite officials from Right Call Officials, owned and operated by Mike Rivera, wearing number 34 on the floor right now for the officials. They offer the best quality officials in the area and can cover most of your basic needs for officiating in the Orlando and CFL area. You can contact them at Right Call Official Inc. on Instagram, or you can contact Mike at rightcallofficials34@gmail.com. When you need officials, make the right call, not the wrong one, for your officiating needs. Terrell Alfred drops the first points down of the second half. He's now got 13 points as we came out of that half. Mitchell with the turnaround on the other side, no good, and now it'll be Flight ball. We'll bring in Alvin Delvey. I'm Jesse O. We're here at our Winter Park location just outside of Orlando, Florida for our FBA bubble season as the Pride take a shot on the right side and Richard Branch converts. He's got 6.
Get the shot to go. He did a great job getting that shot in and on a fast break, finding the seam, doing a great job.
60-58 ball game. A 2-point difference as the Flight lead, or so we thought. Harriet hits the 3.
And they're just trying to find a way to wiggle their way into this lead here. They got a 1-point lead. Can they keep it for more than one possession?
Brandon Moss fouled down low.
That's a great take. You're Brandon Moss. You know you can score at will, so you just want to get to the lane and figure out if you could get an and one or if you'll be shooting 2 from the line. And speaking with both coaches, we're able to see some of their thoughts of the first half. And speaking with Mark King, the chairman of the FBA, also the Florida Flight head coach, he feels like they're beating themselves. They just need to close out on defense, and on the shots attempts that they do get, they need to get better position on those rebounds. But he's also happy with the interior defense because they have 4 blocks, and they're doing a great job moving the ball and finding shooters in their spots. On the other end, we have Coach Rios as Moss knocks down his last free throw attempt. Coach Rios, he likes their guard play. He thinks they're doing a phenomenal job on the perimeter, and he likes their offense. He's more worried about their defense and how they stop Brandon Moss. He doesn't like how they're communicating. He feels like they need to do a better job of corralling him and forcing him to take tougher shots.
Moss pushing in transition, gives it up to Winfrey. Moss tips it down to Moyer. And an offensive foul on Moss.
And that was really a very sneaky play by the Pride to sneak in there and get a body on him, forcing him to reach over to tap that ball, and that is where the foul is.
We're all tied up 61 apiece. Under 10 minutes left to play in the third. Elliott to St. Remy. St. Remy guarded by Winfrey. Up with the right hand, a nice little scoop into the basket.
That's a great take. Remy's been doing his thing on the offensive end. He's getting to his lanes. He's finding different alleys and wiggling his way into the basket. And right there, he finished with the right on the left side, flipped it in, scoop and score, getting them up 2.
Moss in on St. Remy. And a nice lay-in as he lost the ball at first. But still easily one of the best players on the floor. He can recover, convert, and we're tied up again 63-63. Branch into the lane, has the ball tipped around by Alfred. Now Daniels going up with the reverse and shoots it in with the bank shot over Chevy Moyer.
And this game, we're seeing an old school game so far in this third quarter. Everything has come from the mid-range, from the post, really. They're getting in and they're attacking the teeth of the defense.
Moss dancing up top with Daniels, throws it right corner. A pump fake by Glegg. And now the mid-range can't fall in, and Glegg grabs the rebound. Glegg double teamed, gives it up to Chevy Moyer. Alfred hits the 3.
And that's a great job by Elliot Glegg, just getting in there, fighting for the offensive board, giving them an extra possession, and Alfred knocks it down, giving them a 1-point lead in this third quarter.
66-65, the Flight are up by 1. Harriet, again, every time I say the Flight are up, Harriet with now a chance for a 3-point play.
That's at least 8 lead changes in this game so far, and that was a beautiful take, gliding through the air like Clyde Drexler, trying to get that mid-range to fall and see if he could get this up 2 points with this free throw attempt here.
Harriet from the line. Off right, Brandon Moss, a thunderous rebound. They could hear that one from Bahrain.
Alfred trying to set this offense up, running a pick and roll.
Alfred Demoyer out to Glegg. And Glegg has nowhere to go, so he'll reset. 6 seconds on the shot clock, throws it right. Moss catches a man in the air, now goes up over his defender, and a charge.
And you can tell that was a focal point during halftime for Coach Rios and the Pride, finding a way to stop Moss from getting into the lane and doing what he wants. So they're sliding their feet, getting under him, and trying to get him to hesitate before he goes in that lane so they can have a second to guard him.
Pride up by 1. Elliott Jr. out on the right wing, now up top to St. Remy. St. Remy's guarded well up beyond the arc by Alfred, and a travel by the Pride.
He got excited on that one. He saw what he wanted. He really wanted to get there. He just forgot to dribble the ball.
Oh, well. I probably would have made the same mistake, too.
You know who wouldn't make that same mistake, Jay?
Oh. I'm going to guess Jerry.
The dribble god himself.
Literally,
Jerry
this guy's got better handles than Stephen Curry and Kyrie Irving put together.
You should see
he
how
doesn't even have to put the ball on the floor in order to be good.
He's like the old school Allen Iverson, as Moss misses everything on that one. Jerry just does it all.
Jerry might be the best basketball player I've ever seen in my life. Caleb Winfrey the steal. Winfrey going the other way. And he was going to alley-oop that to Moss, but Moss just easily lays it in for another 2 points. Brandon Moss with 20. Other side, St. Remy throws it down low, and that one sails out of bounds right under the rim.
And you can see they're communicating more on the defensive end per Coach Rios' orders.
Moss tries to open the bank on that one, but they said no, sir. 68-67, the Flight still up by 1.
Banks are closed on Sundays.
Seems like everything's closed. Mail is closed on Sundays, the bank.
It's just tough out here. Will we find food after this?
I hope
they closed
so.
too?
But not our location here in Winter Park. St. Remy one step in from beyond the arc, and he hits that one.
That's a beautiful possession. Little up fake, get the defender up in the air, takes 2 steps in, gets comfortable, knocks it down.
St. Remy with 15. The fadeaway jumper, no good. And here comes St. Remy running the ball on the near side. Daniels under the basket, has to give it up to Branch. He was guarded by Moss. Now Daniels has to work on Brandon Moss. He hits that one off left. And Moss was the co-defensive player of the year for the Florida Flight last year, alongside Grant Gullett. And those two guys are such a tag team. Coach King is missing quite a few guys. He's missing Xavier Guyona, who is down in Costa Rica. He just signed a professional basketball contract with a team down there, so great job for Xavier, and we wish him all the best down there from the FBA. And that's kind of the opportunities that the Florida Basketball Association opens up for other guys, is professional FIBA basketball experience. Moyer has the ball tipped out of his hands by Blackman, and here come the Pride. St. Remy with the rock in his hands, and Branch on the other side, no good. Romello Bates, a fast break. He's got Alfred up ahead, now gives it up to Moss. Moss fouled, and Moss makes the shot.
That's a great possession right there. Fast break, going coast to coast, making sure they get their guys, and Moss able to finish after corralling that one-handed, knocking it down. Let's see if he can knock down these free throws.
Moss with 22 already. He's averaging the second most points in the league with 40. so far this season. That's one behind Jace Hogan, who plays for the Winter Park Storm.
And that's just a testament to what this league brings and what it has to offer, because you have connects, you have people going places. They go in Costa Rica, and then you look at what the league brings, and you have someone averaging 40 points as he misses that free throw, and he's second in the scoring title race. So
Travell Dickerson's shot is blocked, and then he recovers and makes it. Wow, Travell Dickerson doing a good job of fighting for the basketball, and Blackman is not an easy challenge to get over, but managed to get there. 72-69, the Flight up by 3, 5 minutes exactly left to go in the third. Turnaround jumper is off, and Dickerson the rebound. Romello Bates running the floor on the near side. He'll be guarded by St. Remy. Now left side, Terrell Alfred. No. Dickerson with a fight against Branch, and that's a jump ball.
And that's just a great job by the Pride. As soon as he got the ball, they just harassed him, double-teaming him on the baseline. And that's not a position you want to be in if you're an offensive player, because you know there's nowhere to go with the basketball. You have 2 tree trunks standing next to you, and you're just stuck. See who wins this jump ball.
Dickerson against Branch. The ball is live, and St. Remy recovers for the Pride. He'll press the floor on the far side. St. Remy in on Moyer, has to pick up his dribble. He's triple teamed, throws it right. Branch cutting under the basket off the legs of Blackman, and Blackman has the ball stolen away by Dickerson. Bates, other side, the give off to Moyer, who was running too fast off of his legs and out of bounds.
And that was the exact same turnover you saw on the other end. The guard got into a seam, found a big man rolling or cutting to the basket, and he just tries to shovel it, sneak it in there, but the big man can't get their hands on it. Literally just happened on one end, happened on the other. Let's see if these guards can get the ball to their big man as they flash to the basket for an easy 2 points.
St. Remy on his pass. The ball was tipped away by the Flight. Alfred ahead to Bates. Bates having a little trouble with it down low. Bounce pass up to Alfred, and now he'll slow things down. The Flight lead by 3 with 4 minutes left to play in the third. 2 team fouls on the Flight and 3 on the Pride. A fadeaway jumper by Bates is off the front of the rim. And here comes St. Remy for the Pride. Ford. Reverse down low is blocked by Brandon Moss, none other than the man himself. Moss switching, going left, and foul down low.
And right now you tell he's trying to turn it up. That was a great block, taking it coast to coast, trying to get active from the free throw line. He's shooting it at a high clip, 73%. Let's see if he can get both of these to fall this time.
72-69 as Moss goes to the line. Moss already with 22 points. Looking at 23 and 24 as Chevy Moyer checks out of the game, and Caleb Winfrey is back in. Winfrey with 5 points out of Johnson University, 11 points per game this season, 4 rebounds and 1 assist, and actually shoots perfect from the free throw line. And maybe that's the one area where Brandon Moss is not perfect, is from the line.
And that's, every player has their caveat coming in up as an up-and-coming athlete, and for him, it's just the free throw line. So he's pretty average shooting at 73, but today it's been a struggle. And coming down the stretch, it's going to really mean a lot because they're only up 3 so far. So if they can maintain this lead, great, but you need all the gimmies you can get.
Moss switches that one through, and wow, that one just looked beautiful coming out of his hand. So maybe he'll figure something out here. Sometimes you need to see one go in before the others fall. 73-69. The Flight are now up by 4. Here's Gallen dribbling in on Moss and throws it over his head, but no avail. Moss having trouble pulling down the rebound. Daniels, spin move in, and makes the shot. Aubrey Daniels with 9 points. A full court pass to Caleb Winfrey. Winfrey with the reverse is fouled.
That was beautiful right there. Great vision by Moss, throwing it full court, and great job by Winfrey seeing it and just attacking right off the rip. Puts it on the ground, put the pedal to the metal, got to the rim, reverse, got contact. Let's see if he can make both his free throws and extend this lead to 4 points.
Five team fouls now on the Pride. So anywhere they go from here, the other team, the Florida Flight, will have to just shoot some free throws.
That's exactly the situation you want to be in, because the Flight is just doing a great job from the free throw line. They're pouring in at 75% as he misses that first one. So you like to be in that, because there's still 3 minutes left, and you'll be able to shoot and get some points and hopefully use that to gain some separation, gain some momentum, and spark a run.
73-71, Caleb Winfrey from the line. Has the second one bounce in. Winfrey with 6 points. His team's up by 3. Nicholson L, fadeaway jumper, and Moss the rebound. Moss pressing the floor. Lost the dribble there. Out to Dickerson. Dickerson catches Nicholson L in the air. Winfrey contested 3. He's fouled.
For the Pride, you hate to see that. Good closeout, but came out uncontrolled, and he fouled a 3-point shooter. So now he gets 3 shots from the line. And that's going to really hurt them if he knocks down all 3.
So Winfrey came into the game shooting 100% from the free throw line, has already missed 1 so far today. Has 3 opportunities here, makes the first one. You talk a lot about guys stepping up on this team. Caleb Winfrey getting the call for the start today because Grant Gullett could not play. And he's just punching through these free throws now.
And just to piggyback on what you just said, Caleb Winfrey has really just turned up. A kid out of Johnson University, the Royals, he's been averaging 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He's been 100% from the free throw, as he just displayed on that last possession. But he's doing a great job. He's attacking when he gets the opportunity. He's playing some stout defense. He's been trying to fill the shoes, and he's been doing a great job doing so.
Williams and Romello Bates now with the rebound. Bates getting across the half-court line against Daniels and goes in and makes the shot and draws the foul. And is this where the Florida Flight run away with it?
I think so, because he was able to get across coast to coast and get an and one on the other end. So I would think this is what ignites that run that we've been so desperately waiting for.
So a technical foul called against Daniels. That is his second of the season. Wow.
Yeah, you can't say that much to a ref, because, I mean, it's just ill-advised, because you can plead your case, but there's a fine line between pleading a case and giving up a free throw and a possession. So it's definitely something you're going to want to watch out, especially in the third quarter. Now you're down 8 or you're down 9 in a situation where you should have just been down 1. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's never really that deep to the point where you risk a possession, because now they could potentially hit a 3 or go on, and that's really going to spark this run.
Bates, for a chance to convert on the three-point play, was fouled down low before the technical. His free throw is up and good. Romello Bates with 7 points, averaging 10 this season. So kind of coming close as the third quarter is sort of winding down here. We're 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from a break. Nicholson L switches up his direction and goes right and just completely lost control of the ball. Caleb Winfrey pushed out of bounds. The Pride basketball going the other direction. They trail by 10.
And that was a great job being able to force Winfrey out and really slap that off his leg. That was a great job. Great defensive possession by Rodney Williams.
Beltre going right, now switches up and goes left. Ball's taken away by Bates. Bates ahead to Moss. Moss left corner to Alfred. Alfred dribbling in, up with the right hand, And that one just rolls around. Bates up with the left hand. Great take.
Bates just finds a way to get around and get to the lane. He does a great job moving without the basketball, and his teammates are always looking for him, and they find him where he needs it. And he's able to convert on that last layup.
1:35 left to play in the third as the Pride are forced to take a timeout. Now they trail by 12, and it was almost like when I said a couple minutes ago, is this where the Flight kind of break it open? And it seems like they've pretty much done just that. Brandon Moss with a couple fouls on himself, though, so they got to be a little bit wary about that. Maybe they don't bring him in the fourth quarter until a little bit later on. You see him play the last few minutes of the game. But a lot of the guys on this Flight team kind of stepping up off the bench. Elliot Glegg doing a great job as the starting point guard, hitting quite a few threes, and they've done a great job so far. 1:35 left to play. When we return, more third quarter action for you on the way. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Poly Wealth Management. The last minute and 35 seconds of the third quarter here as Nicholson L brings the ball up for the Pride. Forward with a three, and he's off the mark to the right. Rebound, and another little flip up by Beltre. Won't fall, but he will shoot two from the free throw line. 83-71. The Flight are up by 12, Alvin. It seems like they're kind of just cruising now. They're not putting the foot on the accelerator anymore. They're not pressing the brake. They're just doing the cruise control option.
Yeah, definitely. They were able to find their niche, find a way to get comfortable in this game. And when they got comfortable in the game, they're just going to maintain what they do. They found a recipe. They're sticking with it. It's up to the Pride to find a way to get this game close again. And once they do that, we'll see what they could do as he knocks down both his free throws.
So Beltre with 11, 83-72 the score. Moss. Bates. Bates up with the right hand. That might have been a good take, but he couldn't pull that one down. But he does bring down his own rebound. Great fighter. He's double teamed. Turned over to Beltre. Beltre, other side, clear three, right wing.
That was a beautiful possession. On one end, you have Beltre just doing everything he needs to do, hustling for the ball, comes back, gets double teamed, and then Beltre comes down. Bates did that, and then Beltre comes down, knocks a three. Brandon Moss comes back on the other end and tips it in.
Moss with 25. It's a 10-point ball game. No good on the scoop. Brandon Moss. Bounce pass. Dickerson. No good on the layup. And Moss the tip in. Moss just making it look easy down low, always hustling, and now has himself 27 points. 87-75. His team's up by 12. A 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, so the Pride are going to try to burn this one down and get themselves to a timeout break. Beltre falls down to a knee, throws it down low and out of bounds. And the Pride are starting to come a little discombobulated here.
Yeah, definitely. That's just great defensive possession by the Flight, just applying immense pressure on him as soon as he got his dribble, and they forced him to kill the dribble, and everyone was in the passing lane. 1
second left to go. Winfrey did definitely not get that one off in time. And after 3 quarters of action, the Flight are up by 12, 87-75, and one more quarter for you here. Coming up live in just a second, this is the Pride and the Florida Flight facing off here in the FBA on Facebook and YouTube Live, presented by Poly Wealth Management. We're in the last quarter of action here. The Pride and the Florida Flight, as the Flight lead by 12. Brandon Moss, a step back, down low, and a nice put in.
That was just a great dime by Brandon Moss. Looking at getting the step back separation, looking like he can get the shot, just throws in the dart for his man in the bottom, putting it up and in.
Big shot made there on the other side.
And Williams did a great job for the Pride by knocking that shot in, getting to the spot, being ready for the ball, and being ready to shoot, and letting that jumper go.
Romello Bates on the other side says no.
We're going to have ourselves a nice little back and forth here, but if you're the Pride, you can't afford a back and forth. You need to go on a run and really chip into this deficit that the Flight carved out for themselves.
St. Remy just bounces out. Blackman down low and is fouled. So Blackman goes to the line and will shoot.
And Blackman misses that first one, and he struggled from the free throw percentage so far, not being able to knock down his first one, but he's done a good job of corralling some rebounds for this team as he misses both of them.
Other side, put back by Mitchell. Mitchell with 15. And he's tied with the leading scorer in the ball game, Greg St. Remy, for the Pride. Obviously, the leading scorer in the game is Brandon Moss. Moss, foot on the line there. And I thought he might have alley-ooped that to himself. I think that's what he was thinking, too.
That's what he was thinking, just a little off on the target, missed the backboard. But he picked up his dribble. There was nothing else for him to do. Trying to put a little flair on it and put some salt in the wound of the Pride.
(92-79). The Flight up by a good amount. Here's Brown, bringing the ball across the half-court stripe. Here the Flight are in a zone defense. Blackman almost has the ball taken away by Glegg. Brown, left side to Daniels, cross court. St. Remy lining up a three, and a shot clock violation.
That's a great defensive possession by the Flight, and that possession is stirring up some turmoil with the Pride on their offensive end. You got guys barking at each other, and that's a recipe for disaster. Elliot Glegg was able to tie up Blackman and just lag him long enough where they couldn't get the ball moving around the horn, forcing that shot clock violation.
Dickerson stepped out of bounds.
Pride get it right back because the Flight weren't able to convert. But the Pride had to start making moves now. They've gone a long time without a bucket.
Moss, a 1-versus-1, gets by him, fouled, but didn't make the layup. So Moss goes to the line and shoots. Moss already with 27 points, looking at 28 and 29 here, staring those right in the face. Had 40 last game.
Yeah, and Brandon Moss is just a phenomenal athlete. As you saw right there, he goes coast to coast, and the only way to stop him in that situation is to foul. So hopefully you can knock down these free throws and still make them pay as he knocks down that first one.
28 points, excuse me, for Brandon Moss. 93-79. Blackman checking out of the ball game, and Mitchell is back in. Moss makes the pair. 1 point away from that 30-point margin. 94-79 the score. St. Remy left side, guarded by Glegg. He rolls right. Pass left corner, Mitchell 3, good.
That's a great job by Remy facilitating that offense, and just by the Pride to move the ball around the horn, getting a nice 3 to chip into this lead, bring it within 12.
Aaron Mitchell with 18 points now. Brandon Moss on the other side with the dunk.
You cannot let Brandon Moss get in the post because you know he's going to finish. He's either going to finish it or he's going to get fouled. And either way, that's 2 points.
Moss with 31 as the Flight lead by 14. A 3 made, or that's a long 2, never mind, by Daniels.
Pride is starting to open it up a little bit. The rim is starting to widen out, and they're able to knock down some of those long-range bombs. Let's see if they can do that on a consistent basis and stop the Pride, the Flight from scoring as easy as they have been.
Elliot Glegg falling down to the ground there as he was fouled. Some good acting skills there.
That was beautiful right there. You've been watching this Chris Paul tape.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. But sometimes you need it. You need it because sometimes they don't see the contact that they're dishing out. And in a situation like this, you need to hold on to this lead as hard as possible because you do not want them to go on a run and chip into that lead too much because then it's sports. Anything can happen.
The Flight lead by 12. They've had a consistent lead since the third quarter here, and they're looking to not let that up anytime soon. Bates. Glegg, a 3. Contested, no good. And a big try for the rebound there by Moye and Ambo down low. Romello Bates, great job getting back there on defense. Gets by his defenders. Ambo, a pump fake. Throws it out to Bates, who takes a 3 off left side. Glegg, another rebound. How about the guards for the Flight?
They're getting boards, and the thing is, every time Elliot Glegg has gotten a rebound, they've converted on that possession. Let's see if that stat holds true with this one with Moss.
Moss left side. Glegg off the back on the 3. And Moss slowing things down.
Like the Pride coach is losing his mind because they're just getting all the possessions and Moss is just breaking them off.
Daniels going the other direction. Pass over in the left corner. And that's a great call by the official. We saw that right in front of us here as Rodney Williams stepped out of bounds. Actually made that Kemar Harriet. My apologies. 96-84 as the Pride have been trailing by 12 for a good amount of time here. St. Remy having a nice little conversation there with Mike Rivera, one of the officials. Mike doing a great job both games here for us today. Glegg gets the screen from Moye, now goes towards the left, pass over right to Bates. Now down low to Chevy Moye. Glegg had his pass tipped out of bounds.
That's a good defensive possession by the Pride because the Flight's trying to get that pick and roll action, and in that pick and roll action, they're trying to find a way to get to the.
Moss fouled, and Moss to the line.
Beautiful take. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful take. Finish it, and hopefully he converts on this and one. But the last possession, the Pride, they figured it out, got their hands on it, but then on that one, Moss was just too athletic, too quick, too strong, too tall, and finished it over the top of the Pride defense.
Moss with 23 points now. We'll make that 24 with the swish. 99-84, the Flight up by 15. And the Flight are shorthanded too.
That's the craziest part. They're operating with, and they're short on bigs, and they're short on their second biggest star in Grant Gullett. And they still found a way to create a 15-point lead. So just imagine how it would be if they had all their guys playing.
3 team fouls on the Pride, 1 on the Flight, so fouls are still very much a non-factor right now. Shane Prunty into the ball game for the Flight. Lamar, Mitchell, Daniels, Harriet, and St. Remy in for the Pride as Romello Bates hit the deck.
Romello Bates has just done a phenomenal job this game, just attacking and taking everything the defense gives him and even more. On that one, he saw a lane, cut, slashed, and just zoomed his way to the basket, threw up a chocolate float, got hacked, and now he's going to get an opportunity for 2.
So wiping up that wet spot on the floor. That can't be a good job to have, but Brandon Moss does all things. Flight up by 15 with under 7 minutes left to play in the ball game, and they've pretty much had this in the bag the whole time. Although the Pride did a great job in the first half, kind of hanging out with them, tie ball games a few times, and the Pride actually had a lead quite a few times there. It was a lot of lead changes going through the first and the second quarter, but the Flight just kind of ran away with it here in the third and fourth.
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, it was just a filling out process as Romello misses that first free throw. It was a filling out process, but then second half, the Flight just turned it on. You see guys like Brandon Moss really pouring it in. Elliot Glegg found his shot. Romello Bates just started slashing and becoming a great distributor and forcing turnovers as he misses both, which is a rarity, but Chevy pulls down that rebound for him.
Bates up top, throws it into Moyer. Moyer blocked from behind by Mitchell. Here's St. Remy running the floor, and St. Remy tried to give it up to Daniels, but now Mitchell, the turnaround jumper is made. Mitchell with 20 points from Valencia College. His team trailing by 13. Glegg to Shane Prunty. Shane Prunty hits the 3. That's Prunty's first 3 of the season. It's his first made basket of the season and his first 3 points. Mitchell on the other end of the floor makes the bank shot. And Mitchell now with 23 as well.
And the Flight bench loved that Prunty 3. You love to see a team that is behind all of their players, even those that are on the bench.
Zone defense for the Pride. Now Glegg steps in and makes the shot from 10 feet out.
Elliot Glegg has been a constant force for them throughout this season, just doing a great job as they force the turnover on that last possession.
5:35 left to play in the fourth. 104-88 is the score. And look at this, Mike Mona checking into the ball game. These are his first few minutes. He's out of Medellin, Colombia. So it's good to see him playing here in the game, and he'll immediately set a screen for Brandon Moss, who throws it to the right. Elliot Glegg, the pump fake, guarded by Mitchell. Now over to the right corner to Chevy Moyer. Glegg, guarded by Mitchell, out beyond the arc. And Glegg goes right, steps back on Daniels. And St. Remy tries to tip that to his team, but Glegg now another 3. No, and Brandon Moss the rebound. Moss, ball tipped away. Devontae Lamar the other direction. Pass back to Daniels. Daniels spinning into the lane. Beltre from the right wing. 5 minutes left to play. Mitchell, left block. Bank shot is good. He threw that up as he was falling away, and Mitchell made it look easy. He's got 25 points now and has been a clear force for this Pride team, and they can build off of how well he's doing in this game in their games in the future. 104-90 as we take a break here from our broadcast real quick with 4:39 left to play in the ball game. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Pauley Wealth Management. We're back here for the inbounds for the Flight, who are up by 14. Chevy Moyer double teamed as he gets out of that one. And the Pride coming out with quite a few double teams. Moyer, right side, down low. Brandon Moss couldn't convert that one, but he brings that one down.
The Pride came out and they're trapping everything now, playing very aggressively. And you can see the desperation in the way they're playing. They're just tenacious all over, not ready to give up this lead, this game just yet. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. They're only down 14. Can they make that run? Can they do what needs to be done on the defensive end to facilitate an offensive run that closes that gap? We'll see.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes the inbound from Glegg on the far side. He'll throw it up to Moss, and Moss tips it in with 1 second on the shot clock. He is a human highlight reel. Brandon Moss with 36 points now, getting close to his season average, and a lay-in on the other side.
Remy is no slouch either. There was barely a second off the shot clock, and Remy goes and answers right back.
Moss threw that a little far for Moyer, cutting down the far sideline.
And they forced another turnover, so this is interesting, but they can't go tit for tat right now. They need to just go tat, 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 and make up a lot of ground because they are still down 14 with 3:53 left.
St. Remy. Mitchell the putback? No. Brandon Moss the rebound.
Hard screen on the back end.
Glegg trying to dance around Beltre, throws it towards the right. Mona, his first minutes, creates some room down low. No look pass, and he passed it right to Lamar. Beltre goes ahead. Chevy Moyer almost had the block there, but clearly fouled Beltre. Great call by the officials. And Beltre goes to the line.
And that's tough for Beltre because you know on that when he wanted to convert an and one, that's why he sought out the contact. Wasn't able to finish it, but hopefully he can convert these 2 free throws and bring them within 12.
$14-point deficit still for the Pride. Beltre with a chance here to change that. Beltre's free throw up and no good. And I like that little second chance flip in there by Daniels, but ball wasn't even live.
No board goes unconverted.
Beltre converts on the second one. And here come the Flight. Kick ball by Beltre there from the pass by Alfred. Flight still have possession.
And you can sense the disparity that Pride are playing with. They're just doing their best and everything. They're kicking balls. They're trapping as soon as they get past half court. They're manned up. They're playing well above the three-point line. They're doing everything they need to try and get back in this game.
Alfred left wing, double teamed. Moyer on the switch. That ball bounces around. No good. Tapped out of bounds by the Pride. And the Pride sort of in desperation mode here with 3 minutes exactly left to play.
And just some communication on that one. Some of his teammates are trying to make sure they move the ball around the horn, making sure that they look for their teammates in their spots.
Moss, left side. Right, so right in front of us to Alfred. Glegg, off balance. Moss the rebound. And Moss, the no-look pass down low to Moyer, who missed that shot.
That was a great pass by Moss.
Spinning through the traffic. Alley-oop to, oh, Moss just missed that one. He wanted that, and he's smiling and hitting himself on the head for that one. That would have been cool.
That was a beautiful sequence.
Mitchell down low makes the bank shot.
But you can afford to do that when you're up big like they are in this fourth quarter.
Another stolen ball, and Daniels lays that one in. So not all of the life out of the Pride yet. They trail by 9.
They actually can't afford to do that, Jesse, because they just brought it within 9. So the Pride is doing everything they can with 2:01 left on the clock to tap into this lead and see if they can make this a game again.
Bates will check back in for Chevy Moyer. Bates running the point. And they tried to double team coming off the half. Now they'll throw it left side to Glegg. Glegg the pump fake, a few steps in from beyond the arc, and Elliot Glegg coming up big with the ice in his veins there on the shot. He's now got 18 points on the day. A stolen ball by the Flight there, and Caleb Winfrey going back the other direction. Pump fakes right now, gives it up to Moss, who missed that dunk. And he didn't like that one. The Flight up by 11, but Mitchell down low makes it a 9-point deficit for the Pride again. Aaron Mitchell, wow, with 29 points and a foul on the floor.
And they're doing everything they can on defense. They're playing so tenaciously on the defensive end. As soon as the inbounder gets the ball in, they are immediately right on his hip, tailing him and waiting for the trapper to come in and close that trap. And that was just a great job by Romello to split the double team and get a foul out of it. Right now they're just trying to make sure there's no wet spots on the ground.
108-99. The Flight trail by 9. Less than a minute and a half left to play in the ball game. Bates going to the line. The Pride are in the bonus. And Bates well short on that one.
Jesse, you need that. And although it seems like it's a little out of reach, with the intensity that the Pride are playing with, it would be no shock that they go down and make a big play here, because they seem to have all the momentum coming down these last 2 minutes.
I said the Pride were in the bonus. I really meant the Florida Flight are in the bonus, and the Pride have 5 team fouls, so the Flight will be shooting from here on out. Romello Bates made that shot. Daniels up top. Daniels into the key.
That was beautiful. He broke the defender down, got to his spot, and got a nice safe floater within 4 feet of the rim.
Daniels with 15, the pass ahead from Moss. And now they'll pass it over to Bates and slow things down. Nope, they pass it over to Caleb Winfrey, who can't handle the pass.
And that's a unforced turnover that you hate to see, because that would have been an easy 3 for Winfrey, because he's great at doing those.
St. Remy, quick give off to Mitchell down low. And Mitchell with 31 points.
Mitchell is eating in that post, and St. Remy is just doing a great job of finding him and giving him those buckets, and he is converting on each and every one of them.
Alfred to Moss. Moss with the alley-oop of the century. 111-103. That might have been the nail in the coffin Other side, the three is no good, and Daniels with the putback.
The Pride is not done yet. That was a great alley-oop by the Flight. Alfred to Moss connection. Threw it up in the rafters. Moss came down with it. But the Pride are still fighting tooth and nail to stay in this game with 30 seconds left.
They'll have to foul Elliot Glegg there. So Glegg goes to the line to shoot. 30 seconds left to play in the ball game. 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. As we're winding things down here.
Elliot Glegg has solidified himself as a premier point guard in this league. He just does everything you could ask from as he knocks down a crucial late game clutch free throw, and he had that crucial mid-range jumper too. He does what he needs to do, and he plays solid defense as he knocks both of them down. That's all you can ask for from a point guard late in a game.
Glegg in his third year in the FBA. A Greg St. Remy three is off the mark, and Romello Bates grabs the rebound down. Caleb Winfrey on the other end makes the layup.
That was beautiful. That was so athletic to contort his way the way he did and finish it through the contact.
Shot clock is off. Mitchell on that side of the floor makes his shot, easily the leading scorer for the Pride in the ball game. 12.4 seconds left to go. The shot clock is off. Glegg will bring this one across the half-court line, and that'll pretty much do things here as the clock ticks down to 0, and a hard-fought game between both of these teams, but in the end it was only the Florida Flight who could come away with the win. Well, 115 to 107 was the final score of the game, and what a game it was. First two quarters, it was a tale of both teams, and both sides had a lot to do with the victory. And we'll bring you here, Alvin Delvey. I'm Jesse O. It's been a pleasure being here with you today. Alvin, who is your player of the game?
Well, that's an easy one. Brandon Moss just poured it in on the offensive side, but I like to speak more about his defensive efforts. He came in with 2 steals, and he had 5 blocks. He was just doing it all on both ends. He had a lot of assists, and he was seeing his partners and finding them in their spots. So he just did a great job. He had his handprints all over this game.
I love Brandon Moss, but I'm going to have to take Elliot Glegg on this one. He is just a floor general, 20 points, but the assists came in such a clutch situation, finding the open guys, driving in, finding the open spot, and just playing spot-up defense against one of the better ball handlers in the league in Greg St. Remy and all of the other guys that the Pride have to offer. Well, looking ahead, the Flight and the Pride have a lot to work on, but what is the one thing that you're going to take away that the Pride need to work on in order to improve, to get into the win column for the first time this season?
Well, they play great, intense defense. Now they just need to find a way to close out and find a way to stop guys like Elliot Glegg and Brandon Moss, because they do a great job. They check all the boxes. However, they can't seem to get over the hump in the third quarter. That was where they fell off for a little bit. They had careless turnovers and they had lapses on defense. If they fix that third quarter up, they'll be able to get a win.
The Pride moved to 0-2 on the season, and conversely, the Flight moved to 2-0. Well, that'll do things for us here at our Winter Park location in the FBA bubble season that we're having here. Thanks for tuning in. 115 to 107 is the final score of this doubleheader. Thank you to Jerry Pettit, our fantastic producer and engineer, and for Alvin Delvey, I'm Jesse O saying good night here from Orlando, Florida. The final score here, 115 to 107. This is the FBA that you can always catch on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Pauley Wealth Management.